All right, welcome back to the Urban Parliament on Urban Radio 94.5 FM. Today we're looking at Nnamdi Kanu's case and, of course, what his counsel, special counsel ALOY EJIMAKOR, has said with regards to rejecting the request to continue his trial. We've managed to get Barrister ALOY EJIMAKOR on the phone right now. Barrister, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you for joining me. So we saw the publication that you made on Tuesday.
I'm happy to be here.
All right. So we saw the publication you made on Tuesday with regards to Nnamdi Kanu and the continuation of his trial. So tell us, please, what the stance of Nnamdi Kanu's counsel is. Let's understand.
Well, in that publication, you see a letter that I wrote in response to the letter from the counsel to the government, Chief Awomolo. Yeah. He wrote a letter to the Federal High Court and copied the Honorable Justice Bianca, the judge who was previously recused by Nnamdi Kanu. In that letter, that lawyer requested that the matter be rescheduled for continuation of trial before Honorable Justice Bianca. So I was compelled to respond to his letter very strongly, because the letter is not only irregular, the letter bordered on a request to breach the Constitution of Nigeria and all the statutes pertinent to Nnamdi Kanu's case. The position is this: any defendant in a criminal trial has the constitutional right to recuse or to request or demand that the judge handling the trial be withdrawn from the case if the defendant has an apprehension of bias or partiality. So the many reasons why Nnamdi Kanu took that informed decision are in the public domain, but some of them are as follows. You will recall that in June 2021, when Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya, he was presented in court before the same justice on 29 June 2021. Yeah. And without notice to the counsel of record at that time, not myself, that was Barrister Ekpa at the time, and his name was on the record of the court, his phone number, his address, and everything. And the counsel was well known to the court, to the judge, and to the Attorney General. But without notice to that counsel, without notice to the counsel, they presented Nnamdi Kanu in court for a hearing, and the court had the side of the government alone, presentation made by the government requesting that Nnamdi Kanu be remanded to the custody of the DSS, which was the agency that renditioned him from Kenya and was alleged to have also tortured him. So there was no counsel to represent Nnamdi Kanu to take the opposite view or to explain to the court why Nnamdi Kanu had to leave Nigeria and not take his trial. So the judge summarily remanded him without hearing from his counsel, and without notices to his counsel. That is unconstitutional under Section 36 of the Nigerian Constitution. That was the first infraction, judicial infraction. Okay. And they continued. The second one was when the place of detention of Nnamdi Kanu posed a grave risk to any prospect of him getting a fair trial. The judge refused to transfer him from the location, from the DSS location where he's being detained, on the excuse that Nigerian prisons are very porous or low security. You see, this indicated a judicial proclivity to assume that Nnamdi Kanu was designing a jailbreak. That's unfair and that's wrong. There are others, such as when the Supreme Court in December 2013, while remitting Nnamdi Kanu's case back to the High Court, the same High Court, for trial, observed, recommended, ruled, decided, whichever term you want to pick. The Supreme Court very, very clearly and strongly criticized the revocation of Nnamdi Kanu's bail. And when the Supreme Court did that, they even went further to state that the impartiality of the judge has become suspect because of her refusal to consider the reasons why Nnamdi Kanu did not show up in court and to hear him before the bail was revoked. So based on that, we applied for bail reinstatement. But the judge basically thumped her nose at the Constitution and at the Supreme Court by refusing to reinstate the bail. So it's unconstitutional, and it is a violation of our rule of stare decisis, which requires lower courts to uphold the decisions of higher courts. So these are but few examples upon which that compared Nnamdi Kanu to request for a recusal. And as they say, there's no going back to Egypt. The judge has been recused, and she stands recused pursuant to an enrolled order that she made herself. So anything in opposite will have to be pursuant to a new order or a vacation of that order. So as it stands, it has to be a new judge, or there is not going to be any trial.
So is it not possible that a judge who has recused herself or himself can, be called back by the chief judge of the Federal High Court, like we have seen in this case? This is what we are told, that even after the Justice Bianca recused herself, the chief judge of the Federal High Court in Abuja later reassigned her the matter. So is this something that is not obtainable? Is that what you're saying? You said that the only way we can have her back is if there is another order vacating the previous order. Is that what you're saying? I just want to get that clearly.
Yes, we also heard that the chief judge sent the case file back to her with a memo that she should continue. So I immediately proceeded to make an application for certified true copy of that memo, but the court has refused to give it to me up to this moment. I think.
All right, welcome back to the Urban Parliament on Urban Radio 94.5 FM. Today we're looking at Nnamdi Kanu's case and, of course, what his counsel, special counsel, ALOY.
Barrister ALOY EJIMAKOR. You can hear what they are saying. It is clear that all the media will do in Nigeria is talk. They go talk. Nobody will be there to fight for you, even though they know the truth. All they can do is talk in the media. ALOY EJIMAKOR, we want you to keep your head up. We want you to know that there is no way Nigeria will respect the right of a human being. As long as you are a Biafran, you are condemned to die in Nigeria. ALOY EJIMAKOR, is very, very sad that this is happening. Hence, we are asking you to support us. Make sure Oyendu is aware about what is going on. Let him know the promise given to him by His Excellency, Mazi Simon Ekpa. ALOY EJIMAKOR, at a time like this, do not expect them to give you justice. We know Nigeria very well. We know how they roll. We know the rulers of Nigeria. We know the owners of the contraption called Nigeria. And we know those that Britain told they were born to rule. ALOY EJIMAKOR, keep your head up. ALOY EJIMAKOR, don't make the same mistake that others made before. Now that you have seen the way Nigeria rolls, now that you have seen how the legal team, they roll, now that you have seen the way they've treated you and your client, Oyendu, what else have you got to say? To those out there who said Simon Ekpa is a problem, to those out there who tried to blackmail Simon Ekpa, to those out there who said there was a partnership, an MOU between them and the governors of the so-called Southeast, to those out there who were working with the senators, to those out there who said they have gathered at least 50 members of that zoo senators, to those out there who pretended as if the killing, the mayhem happening in the southeast started at the time of Simon Ekpa. To those out there who want to pretend that they must blame Simon Ekpa for all the atrocities, ALOY EJIMAKOR, let Oyendu know that those he called the DOS, they have sold him out. They have let him down. And the only person working for his freedom, the only person working for his liberation, the only person that came with a reasonable way to release Nnamdi Kanu is Obatobi himself, Mazi Ekpa, Simon and Joko. At a time like this, we want you to tell Oyendu to remain strong. At a time like this, it is clear now that the governors of the so-called Southeast, they are not for us. All this while they were screaming, they wanted the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. While they were out there and the man they called Tinubu was in Abuja, they will be screaming from their states that they wanted the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But on that D-Day, that day that we had the one they call Jagaban, the one that entered the partnership with Nnamdi Kanu, he came to Enugu, the old Enugu state, and all the governors were there, all the stakeholders were there, Ohaneze were there, senators all came to the southeast, they were there. None of them raised a statement, a question, notion about Nnamdi Kanu. No statement was made to Tinubu about Nnamdi Kanu. Perhaps they know what we know. Perhaps they know that the case of Nnamdi Kanu is bigger than Tinubu. Perhaps they know that Nnamdi Kanu situation is the one that the North, those Fulani cabal in the North, all this while they've been aiming at us since the demise of Ahmadu Bello. They blame the Igbos. Even though Kaduna Nziogo was raised in Kaduna, even though Kaduna Nziogo, he schooled in Kaduna, even though he enrolled in the military in Kaduna, even though his nickname was given to him by his northern colleagues, they somehow put the blame on the Igbos. And since the coup of 1966, they have never forgiven the Igbos. Perhaps they want to hold Nnamdi Kanu as a trophy. ALOY EJIMAKOR, that's the gospel truth. You and I, we know that. The governors have shown you that Tinubu is not the one in control of Nigeria. ALOY EJIMAKOR, it is time for you to do what is right. Update Oyendu, let him know what is happening. Let him know that the people of Biafra, we have moved to a new dimension that he was speaking about. Let him know that everything is in place. However, those he calls the IPOB, those he gave the power of command and control, those he called the DOS, let him know what they did to his most beloved disciple, Mazi Ekpa, Simon and Joko. Let him know the ordeal that we are going through. Let him know, let him know, let him know. Let him know the fight we are fighting to make sure Obatobi comes back and join us. Let him know the situation happening in Finland. But tell him that we, the Biafrans, we are the ones to release him, not the governors. not the senators, not even that man in Aso Rock. It is us, the Biafrans, that will set him free. As I leave, I implore you to keep doing your job. Keep doing what you can do. Even though you have done your best, but to Nigeria, your best is not good enough. Because yes, in the courts they said Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged. But Nigerian government said no. Even though he was discharged, he was not acquitted. ALOY EJIMAKOR, you've done a good job, but keep it up. Make sure this message gets to Oyendu. Thank you, my brother, and may God bless you.
Say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. If you say Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. ALOY EJIMAKOR, ALOY EJIMAKOR, ALOY EJIMAKOR, ALOY EJIMAKOR. When you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. When you see Nnamdi Kanu, make you tell am say oh, we dey go for Biafra oh, we go meet am for there oh. Na Simon Ekpa be the man, na Simon Ekpa dey do am o, ọba tó bíé, ọba tó bíé.